He's dying. I cried.
And I just kind of slept the whole time I was there. No one really thought anything different. We just all thought I just didn't feel good.
On the way for the surgery, his lungs failed. 30 seconds would have killed him.
Like, I had gotten stuck with so many needles that day.
There's a few points that were really the turning points.
He pulled this out.
Yeah.
He ripped that out. It was such a new medical problem in the United States that nobody knew. The doctors didn't know. Holy crap, he's gonna die. Oh no, hey, he's getting better. It was, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to ever go through that. It was,
Oh man, I'm out of breath.
In 2019, doctors started talking about a new widespread disease that caused severe lung damage. That followed an outbreak of more than 3,000 cases in the US, 64 of which were fatal. All of the patients were diagnosed with a lung injury associated with using electronic cigarettes or vaping products. The name of the disease was later abbreviated to EVALI. Today, around 50 million people around the world are using electronic nicotine delivery systems and vaping devices. It's a huge market, conservatively estimated to be worth around $7 billion. In Great Britain, where vaping has been stealing a lead over conventional tobacco smoking, even the health authority tacitly supported consumers of the new nicotine delivery systems.
They do agree that it is better for you than smoking. They released this big press release last year and said how it was 95% better for you than a cigarette.
You're more likely to die of a heart attack through energy drinks than anything vape related.
If you don't smoke or you don't vape, then don't start at all. Don't start.
The first vaping-related deaths occurred in Russia even earlier than in the US. In the Republic of Tatarstan and Leningrad region in 2016, and in Stary Oskol in 2020. In every case, the victims were teenagers. Soon after that, in 2021, the first patient in Moscow was diagnosed with EVALI. 17-year-old Arseny Mamayev was taken to an emergency room with 90% lung damage.
Если бы ребенок поступил, не знаю, на сутки, на 1,5 суток позже, то очень тяжело было бы его вывести и вообще спасти.
Arseny's EVALI diagnosis has already had a significant impact on his future. Several professions are now beyond his reach, and he can never join a military service.
Судя по статистике, с каждым годом все больше и больше именно подростков, которые имеют какие-то проявления вот этого EVALI-синдрома.
Alright. Меня зовут Алекс. Я живу в город Provo.
Alex from Utah is 20 years old. His story didn't just shake America, but the whole world.
I had bought in the vape juice. The reason why I chose it was I like peach. I wanted the menthol, the minty menthol as well, and it was the one that smelled the best out of the options that they let me kind of smell from. And so I chose that one, and I had vaped it that day. The next day, we had gone to my grandma's house, and
he got sick. His stomach hurt, and he was throwing up. And my wife took him to the doctor, and they said, oh, it's probably just a flu, maybe just a flu, a virus. And it didn't get better. And it kept getting worse. And he sent me a message when I was at work saying, Dad, I can't stop throwing up, I can't stop coughing. My wife took him back to the doctor, and he said, Alex has pneumonia. He said, I don't think he needs to go to the hospital. We'll just give him antibiotics and he can come home. No effect. No effect. he gets worse.
Очень большое количество вбросов. Идет в отношении вот эта демонизация вейпа. То есть придумать можно все, что угодно, да?
Никаких убедительных фактов о том, что это средство может помочь в отказе от курения, нету.
Никотин, который содержится в электронных сигаретах, очень токсичен и вызывает очень быстро никотиновую зависимость.
Тут я снимаю все свои видео, в основном, бывает и на улице. Сейчас попробуем записать что-нибудь в ТикТок.
Медуза – это трюк с паром, то есть нужно пустить кольцо, растянуть его немного.
Сейчас нормально получилось. Давай еще раз.
Мне стыдно за то, что я курю с 13 либо 14 лет, я точно не помню, когда я начал.
Девушка, добрый день, курите сигарету? Добрый день, курите? Здравствуйте, вы курите? Добрый день, мужчина, курите? Добрый день, курите, девушка? Добрый день, курите сигареты? Девушка, добрый день, мужчина, курите? Вы курите? Тот же табак, как и у вас, только не горит и нагревается, меньше вреда здоровью. Да, давайте покажу, просто посмотрите, пару минут.
Ну, я консультант табачной компании, которая занимается производством сигарет и систем нагревания табака. Как бы альтернатива сигаретам это не сигареты, также на 90% меньше токсинов выделяется, чем при курении сигарет. То есть табак внутри, он не горит, а именно нагревается. Меньше вреда наносит.
Scientists are now busy trying to study the long-term effects of vaping.
В данный момент крысы помещаются в камеру для экспозиции, для дальнейшего воздействия паров электронных сигарет.
Если мы посмотрим на вот эти легкие мыши после воздействия электронных сигарет, то здесь можно видеть, что свободного места для дыхания уже практически не осталось. То есть налицо патологические изменения.
При действии различных концентратов агрессивное действие на легкие повышается.
Alex is a direct descendant of Irish immigrants who all lived in Provo. Alex's grandfather, great-grandfather, and great-great-grandfather are all buried here. The Mitchells are an average middle-class American family. His father's a mechanic and his mother a housewife. Without medical insurance, their battle against EVALI would have had a very different outcome. The family could never have afforded the medical bills.
And I just kind of slept the whole time I was there. No one really thought anything different. We just all thought I just didn't feel good. The next day, I had complained to my mom about feeling like I could only take half of a breath, and it would hurt. It would just hurt if I tried to take anything more than half of a breath. Almost like as if someone was squeezing the lower parts of my lungs when I was trying to breathe. And it, at that point, we were like, okay, something's not right.
A doctor from California, he took one look at Alex and he said, this boy's dying. He's dying. They have a giant team of doctors, pulmonologists, cardiologists, everybody under the sun. And as they consulted, they said, this boy is dying and we have to do something right now. This is what they call a BiPAP. It forces air into your lungs. He still wasn't responding. Here he is intubated. That's day 4.
Well, it was definitely a shock. It was just kind of an out of nowhere thing. I didn't really have time to process it that much when it had happened. It kind of left me a little speechless, just, seeing someone, my older brother who's always been, tougher than me,
Can you nod your head for Chelsea? Can you nod yes? Alex? Okay, thumbs up. Can you give her a smile? Alex? Do you want to give her another thumbs up? Good job. That'll do, bud.
I guess a little bit of a badass, just stuck in a hospital bed. It was really bad. I mean, similar to what my dad had said, I was expecting to lose my brother, and I was mad about it. There was nothing I could have done. I couldn't help in any way other than just sitting there, watching him die, and it was really hard.
Опыт Америки мы должны обязательно держать перед глазами, потому что там развернулась действительно очень серьезная эпидемия вот этой EVALI. Стало понятно, что причиной это служит длительное потребление электронных сигарет.
Нам приходится сквозь тернии к звездам лезть, чтобы эту продукцию изъять из рынка, если она небезопасна.
Просто те магазины, которые добросовестные, они следят вот за качеством продукции, там все друг друга знают, вот, и торгуют чем-то приличным, да?
All right, so this is one of my favorite kits. This is what I have right now. And this is the tank that I use in Twilight. I love the flavors and stuff and to experiment and have fun. And that's a lot of my customers that come in here. They get excited when they see all the new flavors, when I bring in a new brand or this or that. And they don't want to smoke tobacco. They don't want to vape tobacco. Strawberry banana, one week they'll try coffee flavored or macchiato, something like that. But no, that's part of the whole vaping experience, you know, it's to get your mind off smoking cigarettes.
Honestly, I used to smoke the cigarette sticks, convenience of it, but I switched over to vaping just to have a healthier transition or, you know, have a healthier alternative. I feel a lot better. Since I stopped smoking the cigarettes to vaping, I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm not as short of breath. When I smoke a cigarette, I feel short of breath instantly. When I smoke a vape, I don't feel much different other than that relaxation.
I'm gonna touch you, okay? Is your muscles sore through here?
It was such a new medical problem in the United States that nobody knew. The doctors didn't know.
There's a few points that were really the turning points. When they had to intubate him and then walking in and seeing him with the tubes. Those were all pretty hard.
Having the tube down my throat was really uncomfortable to me, and in my, I guess, drugged state, I was trying to rip it out. I'd go unconscious for 10 minutes and then come right back up and start fighting because I'm very claustrophobic.
He would try to rip the lines out, and had he had pulled the ECMO, that it's called the cannulas, had they had pulled that out of his lung or from his jugular, he would have been dead. 30 seconds would have killed him. I cried. I did. I cried. I wept, and I'm not ashamed. He's my son. I love him.
So when I first got it, I had lost my chance to go to college that year because, you know, being in the hospital for 3 weeks, I wouldn't be able to have walked around campus. EVALI and COVID stopped my plans to go to college. But once I realized that I couldn't walk and that I had to actually be like lifted up and like helped to walk down even maybe 20 feet, I guess I kind of broke down a little bit because, you know, here I am, this avid hiker, and I can't even walk 20 feet anymore. I carry it with me for animals when I'm hiking. Mountain lions, rattlesnakes if you can't. Get away from it.
It's a big day for Alex. He and his brother Elliot will attempt a path they've walked before. This will be a serious test after EVALI. Alex needs to know if he's up to the task.
Do you have your cane?
I do.
I would say that the most dangerous thing to worry about while hiking, where we're going to go hiking, is the rattlesnakes. There was one time, me and my friends, we were hiking, and my friend's walking in front of me, and he like jumps, he's like, oh, and I'm like, wait a minute, and then I see it's a snake about this far to my foot.
No, we don't want you to go out.
The day has come, and Alex is determined to follow a particular route. He wants to put himself through an exercise as intense as he was used to before EVALI.
When we started finding fossils, it just piqued that even more because you find cool rocks as a kid, and you're like, you go up into the mountains and you come back 20 pounds heavier.
Is that a lizard?
Yeah, that's cool. I know that the coral around here was from even before Lake Bonneville, which was, I think, 100,000 years ago. All of this used to be underneath shallow ocean. Oh, what is, yo, is that coral? That deadass looks like coral.
Super hot, though. Guess you can find fossils on the road.
And we still find so many. Like, we're finding them all the time, from shell imprints to crinoid stems. It's my goal to find an ammonite, but I don't know if we'll find any of those.
Whew. I feel okay. I'm a little out of breath, but
Place is the Eddy. This is where everybody hangs out on a Friday, Saturday night. Everybody gets together, parties, has fun. And yeah, I haven't been here in a couple years, but back when I used to come here, they'd let you just, vape out here. Smoking, they wouldn't allow the cigarettes or anything like that. But now, yeah, with the new signs and everything, they don't want vaping anywhere. They treat it like cigarette smoking, even though it's cleaner and smells a lot better. But yeah, it's crazy now. I think as long as they don't keep trying to ban all the flavors, the vape industry will be good. Or else they'll just, if they do end up banning the flavors or anything like that, like the regulations are just going to get so tight to where it's harder to run a shop, and you won't be able to have as much products in a shop. There won't be as much variety, which I feel like that's important for the customers, is all the variety.
Производители манипулируют этим составом, добавляют туда разные ароматизаторы, вкусовые добавки, которые привлекают более молодое поколение. И именно эти добавки служат причиной очень многих легочных заболеваний, вплоть до бронхиолитов, которые могут привести к летальному исходу.
Нельзя сравнивать содержание никотина, содержание каких-то вредных веществ в табаке и вейпе. Вы все равно в вейпе не будете затягиваться в легкие.
Никотин, вне зависимости от того, как он доставляется в организм, путем средств электронной доставки, либо обычной сигареты, это зло.
То есть есть ребята, которые типа это вредно, вейп это плохо. Только без ног снимать, ты помнишь?
Я помню.
Сколько я уже парю, около 6-7 лет, и мои знакомые там с самого начала, и ничего с ними не происходит. Сколько зарегистрированных случаев такой болезни, да? Но мне кажется, что это просто вранье, и все это делается специально табачными компаниями, чтобы как-то к сигаретам привлечь внимание.
Shredded chicken burritos. Black, please. The green sauce. Yes, please. Any drinks for you guys? Huh? Any drinks? No. Okay. Thank you. You have a good day.
Almost every weekend, the Mitchells visit their favorite Mexican restaurant.
Hey, Lily! Lily! All right, if you want to... Hey, Lily. Do you want any of this other stuff? Okay.
You're the master of the mix.
It's the day before the hike, and the whole Mitchell family gathers around the table. Alex's dad, Dan, is off work today, and his sister is already back from school.
This one, you want to do that one? Here's when you were little, and then you can tell that when you were little, and then you got big, and now you draw like that. And sometimes it's hard when you put something fun up that the kids did. You don't want to have it put away, and so we leave it up, and we love your pictures. Just a funny joke, and it was a funny, cute little picture, and she brought it to Alex at the hospital to, get well. And when he saw the picture, he laughed because it was cute and it was funny, and it put him into he coughed and coughed, and it scared her. She thought she had hurt him. She was really, really upset, and so we really didn't go into a lot of detail for her. She didn't know all of what was happening, so
I'm pretty sure I had our cat Winston saying, "Wait, where is Alex?" Because, well, he was gone.
You go from this, my son's gonna die, I'm gonna have to bury him, to, hey, he's getting better. Holy crap, he's gonna die. Oh no, hey, he's getting better. I wouldn't want my worst enemy to ever go through that. It was horrible, it was heartbreaking. And if anything that happened to Alex can save just one person, just save one life, it was worth it.
Ну, короче, сдувает их.
Today, blogger Sergey and his girlfriend Anna are planning an unusual video call. They're meeting someone who, by some miracle, survived EVALI. Alex from Provo happens to be a subscriber. He even tried to learn Russian in the past.
У меня интернет слетел, сейчас Wi-Fi подключу.
Здравствуйте. Hi, how are you?
В принципе, как известно, что вейпинг на 90% меньше токсинов выделяет, выделяется меньше, чем при курении.
That's actually a really good argument. It's promoted as a healthier option, and it does look cool. I mean, it's being able to do all the smoke tricks and, you know, blow super big clouds of smoke. It's impressive. Biggest issue I can see with vaping is I personally think that it's more addicting than cigarettes because they taste good, they smell good. EVALI is why I stopped.
Ну я слышал, да, но это единичные случаи, я слышал про единичные случаи, они вообще, ну, как бы не доказаны. То есть не было опубликовано никакого поста, что вот прям точно 100% человек заболел, не смог вылечиться. Такого я не слышал.
When I had vaped my last juice, the peach menthol, it was a new brand, and which was part of why we thought maybe that could be the cause. There's ingredients within the vape that can interact with any other substances that people may be taking, or even, you know, I highly doubt it, maybe even medication. It could lead to some pretty nasty reactions.
Тут могу ставить 5 копеек, потому что, ну вот сколько вейпинг существует, таких вот заболеваний, да, чтобы человек попал в больницу из-за вейпинга, их очень мало, прям единичные случаи.
I would love to see one day, maybe if you didn't vape anymore. My biggest goal is to inform people. Nobody knows the full consequences, the full time for recovery from EVALI. Where there's no long-term study, where it's such a new disease, doctors aren't sure. They don't know how long the recovery period will be.
Длительное воздействие электронных сигарет на организм еще не так изучено, поэтому мы не знаем, к чему вот это в дальнейшем приведет.
Франция парит, немцы парят, итальянцы парят, про Англию вообще не говорю. Да, это отказ от курения. Но это не отказ от потребления никотина.
Это действительно мощная угроза, и основная группа потребления – это молодежь.
Usually we stop down at that one, but the cooler one is up here. It is hot. The breeze feels good though.
The hike is almost over. Alex and Elliot only have a little way left to go.
Oh, when you start finding fossils, it really drives you to want to go up there and look and explore, because to find something up in the mountains that's millions of years old, that no one has seen, that everyone has just walked by, it's very special to be the one to realize, wow, that's what this is, and to be able to take it home with you. Oh, I think I'm okay. Oh, I'm out of breath.
Oh, my heart's beating so fast.
I'm out of breath. How are you feeling?
Tired.
Oh, I'm kind of hunger sick. Yeah?
Oh, you okay?
Oh. When I first got my EVALI, I was very, very surprised to find out that vaping could be the cause of it, and that vaping would have given me any sort of chance to be hospitalized, even if it would have been for 3 days or the 3 weeks that I was unfortunately hospitalized. It changes you, it changes your family. It isn't worth the fad of vaping. It isn't worth looking cool. It isn't worth risking your life over something so addicting.